Good morning, Toastmasters. It is a nice, wonderful day. The breeze has come back and all this. Let's get into some of these table topics. I believe there's some type of cadence. I'm not sure. But these are kind of involving maybe recent stuff that you could have done or something. I have 5 questions to choose from, so I'll just ask you to pick a number. And I'll need a volunteer that I'm going to pick if you don't volunteer. I'm going to exclude Dr. Ken and Greg for right now because they're speakers. So I have 5 questions and I have 5 people. Bust out those hands. Oh, yes, come on in. Jerry, yes. Okay, pick a number, 1 to 5. 2. 2 is, what musical instrument can you best play? So even just a little bit, or if you had to choose a musical instrument, what would you say is the one that you'd pick?
Thank you. I can best play the guitar. When I was a kid, my brother started playing guitar, and he got me this little classical guitar with the vinyl strings, you know? And so he taught me 2 chords, E minor and G. And those are the chords to a very popular Nirvana song called About a Girl. So I practiced that song over and over again. And I was like, oh, I'm kind of actually good at this thing. And then I started, learning some other chords, learning some other instruments, or learning some other songs. And that lasted, I don't know, this was maybe I was like 12, 13, 14, 15, a few years, and I would just, play this guitar. And I was really good now that I look back at it. But my brothers were insanely good at this instrument. They were like, so I didn't know that I was actually good at it, And so as time went on, I was also focused on dancing. As time went on, I put the guitar down, and I just kind of gave up on it. And when I pick it up at parties, sometimes now people are like, "Wow, you're good at guitar," and like, I had no idea, because as a kid, when you're surrounded by geniuses, you have no idea that you're actually good at something, But yeah, so I'd say the guitar is my number 1 instrument, but I can make pretty sounds come out of anything.
Awesome. Okay, I need someone who wants to practice their expertise. Come on up. Okay. All right, let's see. 1 to 5, except 2. 5. 5 will be? Okay. The word recreation comes from recreate, or refreshing, recreate. So currently, what is your most healing or refreshing activity or thought that you've done recently?
Thank you. It is so happy and it's lovely to be back with you all. Feels good to be home. My topic is recreation and what kind of recreation I enjoy. And I have to say the most recent one has a lot to do with cadence. I went to hear the absolute masters in Hawaii of slack key guitar, of Beamer and of Kalani. And it was an evening of old friends and rhythms and lovely music. At the end, the entire audience of the Blue Note, all 300 people in the place, were standing, holding hands, and swaying to Aloha Oi. And it was just very heartfelt and loving. And whenever I come to Hawaii, when I've been overseas, the first thing I do is I find a Blue Note slack key guitar activity, and I pay for it, whatever it is, and I go with friends. So I happen to love the cadence of the slack key guitar. I love the tonalness of the guitar, and the fact that the players in the middle of a set will say, "Excuse me, I'm retuning to another bridge," and so they will tune to the other leaders, the other tracks of slack key guitar, because each teacher in the olden days tuned their guitar differently, and their school learned songs on that setup of strings. And it wasn't until about 15 years ago that they actually shared those secrets. So the young artists now all know that. So I love slacky guitar. It's my Hawaiian adopted recreation. And thank you very much.
Thank you. Wonderful. God, these music things reminds me of. I just got this thing on the phone. Those notifications. It was my friend Byron from high school. It's like, Byron's at Whiskey A Go Go. I don't know if you know Whiskey A Go Go in Los Angeles. I'm like, what? I had to click on this, and it showed another friend of ours from high school, Andrew Waza, and he's like, in just like 5 seconds, he's on stage at Whiskey A Go Go with the electric guitar. He's doing this thing. Oh, okay. Just thought I'd add that in there, keeping the cadence going on, the rhythm of it all. I'll need another speaker, spontaneous, on your feet. Okay, Ian, come on up. We have
3.
Oh, good. You've been keeping track of the numbers.
Yes.
Okay, good. 3 is, do you reckon luck or fate is more spiritual or coincidental, or maybe both? St. Patrick's Day, eh?
Was it St. Patty's thing?
Yeah, it's leftover.
Do I reckon that fate is spiritual or coincidental? Well, when I was younger, I would certainly lean towards everything's just a big old crapshoot, everything's random. Because bad things happen to everybody, and you could tell yourself, well, I didn't deserve that. What did I do to deserve that? But as I've gotten older, I'm pushing 40 now, surprisingly. I'll be 40 in November. I've definitely changed my mind, and I think that everything happens for a reason. It may not make sense. It may not be fair, because what is that anyway? But even at our lowest point, even when we're being absolutely stressed out and challenged to the max, there has to be a reason for that. And this is why I believe that's true. As most of you know, my father passed away earlier this month, and that was a very, very tough period. We just watched him decline since the middle of last year. But we had a lot of opportunities to spend a lot of quality time together, and one of the things that I'm really proud of and just gives me the warm fuzzy feeling inside is that I had this bright idea to start playing chess with him, which we hadn't done since I was a kid. He didn't even remember that we played chess. He goes, I don't know how to play chess. And I said, yes you did. Yes you do, Dad. You're the one that taught me how to play chess. So I would take the chessboard to his hospital room or over to the house. He was in and out of the hospital a lot. And he really started to look forward to it. And we had a lot of quality time together playing chess. And so, in closing that, I just think that even though that was a sad situation, and it's sad to see him go, he's definitely in a better place now. He's at rest. And just being able to bond with him, because we weren't really having a good time for the last couple of years. We weren't really seeing eye to eye. And I guess he made the decision to just kind of go with the flow, let things happen, and kind of accept your fate, and just go out with dignity and pride and spend those last couple months spending quality time with your family. So I really look back on that and say, yeah, that was a good close. We really repaired the relationship, and we had a lot of quality time together. So I think that it's a spiritual thing, and I think that everything that happens does happen for a reason. Thank you.
Yeah, the ancients actually would consider fate part of, they called it the Wheel of Fortune. It's like a big wagon wheel, and sometimes you're on the top of it, and then it goes down, and you're at the bottom, and then it goes back up to the top, sort of like that idea. Anyways, I believe we have time for two others. I think we're just going to use all of our questions. Like and subscribe. What's left? I don't have my pen. Oh,
1 and 4.
anybody needs Lynn? Yes, please. Welcome, welcome to this new podium we have. You have a choice of
Tell people.
1, 4. Yeah, that's one.
Take one.
Okay, 1. 1 is, what did you do, if anything? Do you like that? What did you do? What did you do, if anything, for St. Patrick's Day? That's all. Simple.
I didn't directly celebrate St. Patrick's Day, so I'm going to switch over to 5. What did you, how are you recreating, I believe the phrase was, and it said something about healing. And in the last month, I had a medical scare. I found a lump and then went through a big process to figure out that, thank you, it was a cyst. But in the meantime, I did a whole lot of, okay, how did I create this? What is this doing? What do I need to release? And it's really been lovely to just get lighter and lighter and lighter as I let go of the stuff that I've been hanging on to. And with the thread over my head, I had a lot of motivation for, really looking at this. Otherwise, it's easy to just keep kind of pushing things aside and not paying attention. So it turned out to be a giant blessing. It hasn't ended yet because there's still some questions. But one thing I learned was, again, to trust my intuition, because when I found it, my sense was that this was a cyst. And all the radiology people and blah, blah, blah were going, you better not ignore this. And so then I was jumping over to the seaside. Okay, what is this if I have cancer? And both sides were valuable, but I chose to spend, awareness time on the cancer side, and then a lot more time on my side of trusting my intuition, being my own healer, and with a little medical help. So I'm super grateful for that. Thank you.
Okay, we have one more volunteer. Leilani. Welcome to the podium. Yes, you will get number 4, but of course, I forgot to mention that you can go back and choose a different question if you want, and they're right here. Number 4 is, finish this new adage, okay? It goes like this. It's inevitable, death, taxes, and... Can you add something? Like death and taxes are ours. Got something? Okay.
It's inevitable. Death, taxes, and surprises. Because whatever you perceive things to be in your cadence of life, whatever you expect to happen, pretty much not going to happen the way you expect it. No matter how much you plan things, no matter how much you perceive things, it might even happen even better than you expect. And I want to point out to everybody that today when I walked in, Greg brought that for me, You Are My Sunshine. He said he was at Savers and he saw that and he got me a present. And the thing is that I sing that song all the time. I start all of my ukulele classes with that particular song. And I've even added the Hawaiian version to it next time I do it. And Greg has no idea that that thing that he did for me is going to be a treasure for me. I mean, I thanked him, but he doesn't know how happy it really does make me. That I always think that somebody thought of me and did something like that to make me happy. So he brought a little sunshine into my life. And you just have to go with the flow, because you could try your best. You could try, like last year, I lost my job, and I was very upset, but now I have a different job, and it's even better than my other job. They give me the hours that I want, teaching ukulele class, and the thing is that they pay me even more than my old job. In fact, my boss told me she had to have a talk with me because there was something very stern about her, but she had to have a talk with me. And during the course of the talk, she says, "You've been here for a couple of months, and in that time, it's enough time to know if you want to stay together or separate." And she says, "So I'm going to give you a raise." And it was so nice to be appreciated. So things are not always what you expect, but I always tell myself things happen for a reason, because they really do. Mahalo.
I don't got any more questions. So I do have a little bit of a space filler here. Shouldn't use that in space filler. That's mystical psychologist Carl Jung. He talked about coincidences, and then when a coincidence, we put some meaning on it. That's what he called synchronicity. That has nothing to do with cadence or nothing at all, but that's it. I think I don't have any more questions, so that's it for Table Topics. Thank you.